Hi, welcome everyone. Welcome back to my channel Tendering and Project Management. My name is Rajiv and I created this channel to share my knowledge, what I know with the people and my audience about the tendering and project management aspects. So let's start the today's topic. Today's topic is the sections in a tendering document. कोई भी tender का document लेंगे तो which sections will be there that we will discuss today. Let's start. Before starting this video, I would like to request you to subscribe the channel, like my video, share it with the people who are in need, so that this channel can grow and then I can get some more motivation to make more videos on different topics. चलिए तो शुरू करते हैं. So what are the sections? The first section generally is the specific procurement notice or SPN in a tender document. Then the next section will be information to the bidders, then bid data sheet, then eligibility or qualification requirements, then forms, then the eligibility or country of origin, then probably general conditions of contract, then special conditions of contract, and final 2 points which are not mandatory but it might be like on a case-to-case basis the client may provide, that is technical specification or requirements and sample drawings or sketches or concept. तो अभी चलिए देख लेते हैं एक एक सेक्शन का थोड़ा सा डिटेल जान लेते हैं so that we can get the basic knowledge at least. So first will be the specific procurement notice. So specific procurement notice or SPN is the section. इसमें क्या होता है 2 to 3 pages of document will be there when a client or employer decides to float any tender. They generally publish the specific procurement notice through social media channels, through their website, through the newspapers and so on. They want to create the awareness to the potential bidders for the project and to reach to the maximum people they advertise in different platforms as I mentioned. So in the specific procurement notice इसमें क्या रहता है, as I said 2 to 3 pages will be there. उसमें summarized project outlook रहेगा, project details रहेगा, who is funding, that detail will be given, what are the security requirements when the tender is due, if there are some visits, meetings will be arranged, that will be provided, and some basic details will be given. Then this SPN or specific procurement notice becomes the first section too in a tender document. When we move ahead, we will see next section is information to the bidders. So जो client और employer है और जो funding agency है, in general both combinedly put their terms and conditions which are very common terms and conditions for this bid, and there might be some 60-70 clauses जिसमें introductory सारे terms and conditions दिया रहेगा for the potential bidders, and bidders can read those terms and conditions to get acquainted with for this particular bid. Next, we will talk about the BDS or bidders information sheet. So this BDS or bidders information sheet is going to replicate couple of specific clauses from ITB. मान के चलिए 60 to 70 clauses रहेगा ITB में. BDS will specify specific requirements for this tender. शायद ऐसा हो सकता है कि एक सिक्योरिटी रिक्वायरमेंट रहे. ITB में लिखा हुआ रहेगा कि the bidder has to furnish a security in the form of bank guarantee or check or draft, and in the BDS section client will specify the amount of bid security and the validity as example. So जो भी ITB में general informations दिया हुआ रहेगा, BDS will take some of the specific clauses of ITB and will specify the specific need. जो टेंडर होगा उसके हिसाब से वो कस्टमाइज्ड रिक्वायरमेंट्स पुट किया जाएगा बिडर्स इंफॉर्मेशन शीट में. So that is this section BDS. Next is the eligibility or keyword. Generally, in a tender document, it is stipulated in this particular portion, eligibility or keyword. In this section, they specify the technical and commercial requirements and past performance related requirements where a bidder can check whether they qualify or not. अगर qualify होता है तो ही आगे टेंडर रिस्पॉन्स प्रिपेयर करने का कोई मतलब होता है. इन केस अ बिडर इज नॉट गेटिंग क्वालिफाइड, देन दे मे नॉट बिड और दे मे try to find a joint venture partner, or they will sign an MOU with some other company and they will try to fulfill the keyword. So that is very simple. And then moving ahead to the next section, forms related to the tender requirements. Client is giving some forms. ये फॉर्म्स मोस्टली हो सकता है प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट रिलेटेड हो, पास्ट परफॉर्मेंस रिलेटेड हो, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन रिलेटेड हो, जानने के लिए कि क्या कैपेबिलिटीज है लाइक मैन पावर, मशीनरीज, और फाइनेंशियल लिक्विडिटी कितना है, देन फाइनेंशियल स्ट्रेंथ, एसेट, as I said, past performance, maybe audit reports, maybe company's past credentials, the certifications company is having, and so on. To judge whether the bidder is going to fulfill or not, client will give some specific forms or bidder has to fill those forms and they have to attach the proofs also. So this is what the form section is all about. Let's go ahead to the next page, which is the eligibility or कंट्री ऑफ ओरिजिन. जनरली जो रहता है ये पर्टिकुलर सेक्शन सिर्फ आईसीबी टेंडर्स में ही मोस्टली रहता है, जहां पे कंट्री ऑफ ओरिजिन स्पेसिफाई किया जाता है. सपोज इफ वर्ल्ड बैंक इज फंडिंग सम project, World Bank may have some specific criteria. They don't want some specific country related companies to bid, so they will specify a long list of countries. But I'm talking about this particular section, it might not be there in local tenders, because in case of local tender एक country में ही होगा वो, और everyone will be eligible within that country. So international tenders में eligibility और country of origin section रहता है. Coming next to the section discussion, that is GCC or general conditions of contract. अब ये particular section में again client will stipulate, let's say some 50-60 clauses or so on, and they will specify mainly the conditions related to the contract if it is getting awarded. So specifically अगर बहुत सिंप्लीफाई करके बोलेंगे तो अगर जो भी टेंडर है वो जब अवार्ड हो जाता है तो इट विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज अ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. वो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट के टाइम पे जो भी कंडीशंस को फॉलो करना होगा कॉन्ट्रैक्टर को या फिर इम्प्लीमेंटर को, दैट दोज कंडीशंस आर प्रैक्टिकली गिवन हियर. सो मान के चलिए उसमें ये हो सकता है ड्यूरेशन, क्या क्या गारंटी या वारंटी रिक्वायरमेंट्स है, कुछ अगर सिक्योरिटी रिक्वायरमेंट्स है, लेंथ ऑफ द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एज आई सेड, पेमेंट टर्म्स, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पेमेंट टर्म्स, क्या क्या कॉन्ट्रेक्चुअल स्टेज में ऑब्लिगेशंस होगा, physically and management related, those will also be stipulated. And this GCC or SCC conditions are generally followed by some international standards like FIDIC standards. Most of the clients follow in case of construction projects. So वो FIDIC हो सकता है या अदर इक्विवेलेंट जो स्टैंडर्ड्स होते हैं, कैनेडियन स्टैंडर्ड्स है, यूएस स्टैंडर्ड्स एंड सो ऑन. So those contract related particular conditions are getting stipulated. And SCC, the next phase or next section, SCC specific conditions of contract क्या होता है इसमें. So they refer in the SCC section, they refer to some of the clauses of GCC and they specify the requirements. So GCC में general conditions दिया रहता है, एससीसी और स्पेसिफिक कंडीशंस में वही जनरल कंडीशंस लेके उसको फिर जो भी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, पर्टिकुलर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट के लिए जो भी रिक्वायरमेंट्स है that they are going to stipulate here. So that is the SCC. और वो शायद GCC बहुत ही बड़ा सेक्शन हो सकता है और SCC probably will only specify specific requirements, शायद 3-4 पेज का ही होगा. So that is what it is. As I said before in the beginning of the video, the two other sections may be there, may not be there, depends on the type, nature of the project and the client or employer. So in case of some tenders I have seen, they provide the technical specifications or terms of requirements or requirements to specify what are the technical nitty-gritties of the project, what are to be done, what are the scope in detail, and what specifications to be followed for supplies or development or construction, in short. And the last section might be the sample drawings or sketches, which may be given again, maybe not. It is a conditional case. अगर क्लाइंट के पास कुछ सर्वे रिपोर्ट हो, कुछ कंसेप्ट हो, कुछ स्केचेस हो, कुछ ड्राइंग्स हो, दे मे furnish this for the ease of the design or implementation. But it is again a case to case basis. It may be given by the client, may not be. So इतना ही था मेजर सेक्शंस. अदर देन दैट आई शुड आल्सो स्पेसिफाई कि generally in the tendering stage client may change some of the requirements, including the fact that they may extend the deadline too. So what happens is, if bidders are having or potential bidders are having some queries or doubts, they will ask to the client, and client is going to give a specific timeline, let's say 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 1 month. All the bidders are asking their queries through a channelized version or through maintaining a protocol, or फिर client is going to reply them against their doubts or clarifications. So this process takes some time, और client का जो response होगा वो होगा tender clarifications, and maybe if client is finding out some dispute or they are in need of amending some of the stipulated clauses from the tender documents, they will specify in amendments. So दो document होता है, एक तो है tender clarification responses और एक होता है amendments और addendums. That will be issued by the client, and we can also consider addendums or amendments and tender stage clarifications as an integral part of a tender document too. क्योंकि जो भी फाइनल डे तक जो भी कंडीशंस अगर कुछ चेंज हो गया, द बिडर हैज टू कंसीडर द सेम, and they have to keep it in mind that that is the final condition which is coming up in the addendums or clarifications, which will supersede all the tender requirements for the relevant sections. So that is very important. जो भी sections relevancy है उसको supersede कर देगा ये amendments और clarifications. So that is one important point to be noted. And I think I have covered up all the important aspects of section details in a tender. And I would like to conclude here this video. चलिए आगे और कोई वीडियो में मिलेंगे. Please like, share and subscribe the channel. Thanks. Have a good day ahead. Bye.